Okay, so this is an idea that Gary's had, who's doing the videos with me, maybe to do a talk over of a race, see what the driver's going through and what he's thinking during a race. So we thought we'd give it a go. So this is the race. This was the last race at Donington a week or two ago, for the final race of the championship. I'm in 6th place at the moment, and we've gone out on the warm-up lap. There's a pace car taking us round. So during this time, we're weaving about trying to get some heat into the tyres. You've got to check that the engine temperature is correct, not too cold. And look out for things on the track that, damp bits, slippy bits and this sort of thing. And generally just think about what you're going to do. The white line there is cement dust. So obviously the previous race someone's dropped oil, which is, you don't want to be a bit more there. So you've got to make notes of those sort of things. That's the last thing you need to be doing, is going through oil on the first lap or on the start. But whilst we're on the warm-up lap, just telling you as a comparison, if you've not seen Superkarts before, we're on the Grand Prix circuit at Donington here, the full circuit including the Melbourne Loop. And the Superkarts fastest lap time was held by Peter Altman 2 or 3 years ago on a 1 minute 25 something. This year we haven't been able to get to that pace, but the quickest I think was Liam Morley with a 1:28.02 something, and I was 0.05 of a second off that. So we've been pretty much on the pace, but obviously not on the pace of Peter. But as a comparison to other things that have been around Donington full circuit, Danny Petrosa, a MotoGP, he's lapped at 1:28.7, his fastest lap, or the fastest lap of MotoGP. Bernard Schneider in the AMG Merc has been around 1:29.6, and Senna in 1993 in a McLaren F1 1 minute 18. I think the track was slightly different then, so it would have been a bit easier. So we're on the warm-up lap now, going down towards the S's. I'm in 6th place, and I think in front of me we've got Lee Harpen, who's on pole. I think he's on pole. Sam Moss, Matt Robinson, Ross Allen, Andy Gulliford alongside Andy. So we're just now coming round to the bottom of the Melbourne Loop. So I'm just thinking, really getting the tyres warm. You try and plan for the first corner, but until the lights go out and you're on your way down there, you don't really know what's going to happen. So this is the last corner now before the start finish. Just checking that you're in first gear, not second gear. And we should be lining up 2 by 2 roughly. You see the red lights in the distance, and we're approaching, going a bit probably too fast for first gear, jumped into second and away. I was slightly hesitant there because the lights hadn't changed. I should have just kept my foot in. Anyway, we've just got to make sure we get around the first corner, which we all do. And then we're off down Craner Curves. A little bit slow there, obviously it's the first lap. Ross is in front of me there, but as we come and exit there, I feel, well, I'm got a little bit of a edge on him, catching him, but that's probably just being in the toe. So when we come up to the top corner here, it's quite a difficult corner, this blind, it's difficult to get through, but we're all through, we're all settled down, the tyres are getting a bit warmer now, so we're on our way down towards the S's. Through the S's, bit bumpy through here, Probably need to take a bit more curve next time. And then down to the bottom of the Melbourne loop. But we're all still bunched together. Whoops, I wasn't expecting that. Andy Gulliford being cheeky, popping down the outside. Oh, I'm thinking, oh, I'll get him back into this corner. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe not. Just going a bit too quick. So as we go down there, looks like Sam Moss has made a bit of a mistake. He's gone wide. Whoa! And Andy Gulliford spins. So that was Andy. Two of them out of the way. Luckily didn't collect Andy. He did thank me a day or two later for not wiping him out. Apparently he'd sold the chassis. Anyway, we're going through Redgate now and coming down the crane of curves. I've got a clear run, so it's flat out. And they've pulled a bit of a gap. So now the old hairpin, click down one through there, just over 100 miles an hour, and then climb back up the hill again. Now at this point, I'm fairly settled and I'm feeling that I'm actually pulling them in slightly. So keeping it nice and smooth as possible, steady, don't get too excited, and just keep it nice and steady. And coming back down to the S's again. We're all still pretty much bunched up, but I'm definitely catching them. So getting down to the bottom of the Melbourne loop. Bit of a battle going on in front of me with Kinsey on the left, Ross there. Kinsey goes on the grass, so he's not going to accelerate, so we pass him. It's another one out the way. And I'm thinking this is pretty good. So we've got Ross, Matt and Lee in front, making progress. Over the start finish, coming into Redgate again. Oh, two totally different lines going on there. Ross gets through and they're side by side, but at this point they're actually holding me up. There's not a lot of places to go there. Anyway, back down through the old hairpin and climb up the hill again. But I'm feeling pretty confident now that I have got a little bit more pace than them. Again, just pulling them in there. Lee's pulling away because he's not in a battle. I get a good run out of here, getting the slipstream off the pair of them. And then keeping the middle of the track, thinking that I should be pretty safe, but oh no, he's through. What a move that was. And then we're coming down to the bottom of the old hairpin again. Whoa, there's Kinsey. Another surprise. The engine's failed. And we're pulling over on the side of the track now, not going anywhere, which is such a pity because it was turning out to be a really good race and we could have ended up a pretty good position, I think. So anyway, that was driver's eye view, a bit of commentary on it. Let's see if it works and people like it. If so, let me know. It wasn't put there to give anyone any advice, just something a bit different for the superkarts, for people to see it. And as my mate from Ireland, Keith Hemsley, always says to me, if I were you, I'd follow your own advice. And that's what we're doing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If so, let me know. Cheers. What's happened? Anyway, I wasn't planning on filming it from here, but there's the leader, Lee Harpen. Carl Kindy second, Ross Allen third. Such a pity because it was a good race.